When somebody has got a gun on his waist, you cannot argue with that person.
Why is President Ruto's government so obsessed with hating on Captain Ibrahim Traoré?
Coups are not a panacea. They are not a solution to the challenges that we have as a continent.
The answer lies in a bitter rivalry that began when both leaders ascended to power barely weeks apart.
I, William Samoei Ruto,
and on my honor to preserve, ensure respect for.
President Ruto was sworn in on September 13th, 2022, and Traoré 17 days later on September 30th, 2022.
To do everything possible to guarantee justice for all the inhabitants of Burkina Faso.
At first, Ruto basked in global admiration. He was hailed as a bold defender of African sovereignty, a darling of Pan-Africanist circles.
Kenya champions the Pan-African payment and settlement system that is done by our own institution, the Afrexim Bank.
And social media anointed him with all the lofty titles reserved for a continental hero.
You're going to get nothing, right? The best that you get is photographs.
But then came the blunder, a single mistake that cracked his image and handed the spotlight to the 35-year-old Burkinabe captain.
La patrie ou la mort! La patrie ou la mort!
Just like that, Ruto's Pan-African star dimmed, and Traoré emerged as the new face of defiance against neocolonialism.
This time it will not pass. Our economy belongs to us. Our gold belongs to us. Our underground resources belong to us.
Was it by mere coincidence that these two leaders were sworn in the same month, the same year? Or did history script a clash of ideologies?
So spiritually, things don't happen the day they happen. Things happen the day God called them to happen. So you can be seated as a king, as a businessman and your replacement is already anointed.
Pastor John C.W. lifts the lead on the behind-the-scenes tensions, the power plays, and why Ruto's government can't seem to let go of its Traoré obsession.
It's time to expand. This is the best time for Kenya to expand. What you saw in Traoré, it was the president. If you remember the time he used to go to African, the AU. You remember there's a time he would speak. Kenyans would say, this is that Traoré was not known to that level.
True.
He was given a clear platform, not just locally.
But internationally, globally.
But the problem is food offered
to idols.
You can never fight, but you're part of. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. So anytime you see affliction, interpret it as an opportunity to grow. Kenya is in the opportunity to grow. We will retain the honor. It will not just be Traoré. No. And it will not just happen in Kenya, it will happen in Tanzania. Do you know, if Kenya stood, Congo can stand. Yeah. You just need a very powerful East African president. You create a force among the presidents in East Africa. You release, without looking for any benefit, you release military from all these places. And we want to end the problem in Congo. We will end the problem in Congo. You know, Congos don't want to fight. It's nations that want Congo to fight so that organizations can benefit, so that they keep asking for funding. This thing is corruption. It will not take a year to end the war in Somalia. But there are people that are smuggling weapons. That's where they make money. They make money during problems. So they don't want the problem to finish because they don't know how to make money the right way. Do you understand that? So we just need a leader. If Kenya can stand, East Africa will stand.
And man of God, you have said our president was given a very beautiful opportunity, globally. However, he blew the opportunity. You have talked in parables sana, kusema he ate food offered to idols. Are these meals, some of the interaction he has been having with foreign countries, ama?
Of course, and you can clearly see them. There was a fund that was brought by, was it US? After, was it the High Court? There is an issue of the LGBTQ.
Yeah.
They legalized something like meeting or whatever. Then we see all of a sudden, was it the wife of the president or country member came into the country 2 days later, see how many billions have been pumped into the country. So many things are happening. God put that president to end Satan. There should have been, you will know them by their fruit. Has he done good? I have no problem. But is bad still there? What was bad? Spiritual. Do you know? Let me ask you a question. So for those people to say, what about the, we have ignorant people. What about the good things he has done? We are full of scriptures. There was a man that came to Jesus. And he said, good master, what shall a man do to inherit the kingdom of God? Jesus turned to him. And I want you to see what he says. He says, you have done everything well. He didn't say 10 things lackest thou. I don't know if believers will still understand. He said one thing lackest thou. So you can do 9 good things.
But one
thing. Saul did good things. But that one fight where he chose, one fight took him out of power. One fight. God is a spirit. He's a monarch. God is not a man. Mungu si mtu wa election. In fact, I need to tell Kenyans, even before you vote, God decided. The Bible says, and he gives it to whoever he pleases. So before you vote, it is God that draws you to vote.
You recently, or rather a few months ago, saying the favor was already on President Ruto. However, now that favor has shifted and everybody's talking about Traoré embracing him. Is that true?
He's returning. It was rented. Yeah. You know, when God has a covenant, he doesn't break it. It's not God that lets you go, it's you that... God is where you last left him. If you can go back there to the crossroad and pick him again, his covenant stands. God has a covenant with Kenya. What you see Traoré becoming, I'm so happy because it shows that he's not a respecter of person. He doesn't respect religion. You don't need to be a Christian for God to use you. Pharaoh is a proof.
True.
Pharaoh was worshipping idols, but he's the one that had a dream. Why? Let me ask you, if Joseph had a dream, what could it have done? He's in the cell. So God will always take specific things to the highest height because they have the capability. So if Joseph had a dream, 7 fat calves, 17 calves, akiwoko kwa jela atafanya? What will you do? So that's why Pharaoh has a dream, though Pharaoh is an idol worshiper. So it doesn't mean that because what Traoré is doing, I saw the minister, was it Musalia? Trying to tell the people, I understand the portion he's saying because there are people that have taken it as an AI. We understand the AI. But you cannot say Traoré, what he's doing is AI. That man is on his own level. He's doing his own things. I've seen the agriculture, I've seen what he's done in the agricultural field. I've seen the roads, I've seen it, I've checked what he's doing. You know the problem with Kenya, we fight what we can't change. Or rather many people. Anytime something is new, we fight it. He says that, nations that are taken by military, I understand what he's saying, but it's not true. Towards what that man is doing there, that's a leader. And sometimes a little dictatorship is good. What does that mean? Ati now, we want to build roads, form a committee. Siji, umeona hapa Kenya, ati form an inquiry team. Let's investigate who's... And then now those committees are paid. Siji, give them 3 months. That's how the matter...
disappears, never evaporates.
You have power. You, come here. Why is this road not built? IPOA watakupata jela, watakupata huko. We will make IPOA's work easy. Let them meet you arrested already. Waendelee. Someone that has already done it. There was a man here, a whole leader. The child was found with so much money and the wife. Do you remember? Why arrest him? We take the money. We freeze your account. We take the money. It is the money belonging to the government. Now, unfortunately, even if the government takes the money, after a while, they will go and meet the leaders, strike a deal, take a portion of it, then a portion they will give you back. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Traoré is doing an excellent job, but I can tell you, Traoré is not only one in Africa. Many will rise. Many. They that have eyes will see.
And Kenya has such.
On ground.
Already.
Maybe even much more.
Wow.
Because it's not in the military. It's compassion. It's not force. When Jesus saw the crowd,
he was led by compassion.
He was moved by compassion. How can, that's why I'm so shocked with the people advising the president. Maybe he will listen. You see the day on 25th. Those kids were coming out because of celebrating the fallen heroes.
Yeah.
Now it has become what do you call it? It has become a day to look at. They have made it so big by not doing the right thing. If I was the president, you know what I would have done? I would have come out. Heavy security, but would have met there in parliament. I would not have stopped them. Compassion. Have you not read the scripture that love covers
a multitude
of
sin? So
even if I've sinned to that degree and I decide to put love on display, Kenyans are the most simple people. Believe me, you can never meet. Wakiwaka, wanawaka. But equally speaking, they just want you to care. Just care. The president coming out on that day, na chukwe tu mic asimame juu hizo magari zake. Seme, these deaths, I take blame. I am here to mourn with you because the Bible says mourn with those that are. They didn't mourn. There was no government representative. They focused on putting wire meshes to fight who? You are elected by Kenyans are not Al-Shabaab. Who are you really fighting? This is not, it's a very simple thing. Compassion. Just simple. Just be moved with compassion. Let Kenyans see that you care. You really care. I'm sorry. I can do better. And really when they give you a chance, you do better. Sasa sio 2024 akatoa, they remove the leaders, then they put them back. It's not this issue with so and so. He steps out and then a few weeks later, he's back in. That time that there was an issue and it was clear, I would not have waited for the head of police. I would have done it even before the deputy knowing. I would have come out in State House and says, the following man, step down until investigations are done. Step down. Compassion. Kenyans will say, huyu prezo jo, kuna vile tujali, huyu prezo, lakini unanyamaza. Albert was murdered. No one spoke things. And that is truly a police problem. Okay, let's go deeper. The other one was shot in the face. I went for that funeral. I went. It was supposed to be taken by the government. If it was me, I would have taken that funeral as a state issue. I would have asked for that issue ati sai tunaangalia murder charges. Are you really serious? And then you saw a certain lawyer coming out saying it was a rubber bullet. Yani unatuonangaje sisi? Huyo lawyer kwanza nafaa what do you call it? His certificate should be revoked. What are you thinking? Many lawyers, they just like appearing to be famous. Now you see a whole former deputy president. There's a time he went to Meru to launch I don't know, that his manifesto or whatever. I mean, he was speaking in those political things. Then the president, I don't know, he's building, I don't know if it's true, he's building a hotel. Then he's saying, you go and take people from Sugoi and bring them. You can't speak. What have people in Sugoi done to you? Your problem is with the president. Don't involve, you can't speak like that. That's tribalism. You are fueling something that's not there. This is not a fight of Jalos. Let me ask you, did you sign to be born where you were born?
No.
Did God tell you, cheki sasa Morio, iko hivi, kuna mlima, kuna Rift Valley, kuna Kakamega, kuna Isiolo na pale kwa boda. Unaonaje? Nikurushe wapi? What do you think? Where do you want me to where do you want to be born? Was there any commitment?
No.
So it's not my fault where I was born. It's my fault how I respond. It's not about where you are born. And there's nothing wrong with you being a Tugen. There's nothing wrong with you being from Mombasa. Who cares? But Kenya is bigger than Mombasa. Kenya is bigger than the mountain. Even the mountain cannot threaten Kenya. If the whole Kenya decides to come against the mountain is finished.
True.
So there is no one community that can take allegiance to all of Kenya. All of Kenya fought for independence, even though this one or these ones might have been more. Jaluos fought for independence. Were you there to know that there was no Maasai? Were you there to know that there was no Tugen, there was no Pokot, there was no Swahili, there was no Kikuyu? Why would you say it's only Kikuyu or it's only this? It's not true. Were you there to know that the people maybe that were giving, maybe there was a man that was married to a Kamba woman, and the work of that Kamba woman during that time was to bring food for those people fighting? Didn't that woman fight for independence? She did, because she gave them the strength needed to continue fighting. So you can't say Kenya is one community. Which community? There is no community that owns Kenya. And every politician that is speaking must know that. Stop threatening people here. Me, I'm from the mountain and I cannot threaten people with votes. How do you know tomorrow 2027 will not be different? Coming here and say, without the mountain, you are not a... Who told you? Who told you? God can make you a president without the mountain. God can make you a president. The next president can even come from Pokot. What are you saying? God can raise David from a shepherd and he makes him sit on a throne. Joseph was in the, what do you call it? In the, he was arrested. At least they didn't beat him to death. You get it?
Yeah, I get it.
They didn't beat him to death. At least the people that arrested him, they did not beat him. And by the way, and even at least the people that kidnapped him, they didn't kill him.
True.
You know, Joseph was kidnapped.
Yeah, he was kidnapped actually.
At least they didn't kill him. They gave him an opportunity to live. Now here we are kidnapped. Before you know, you are found in another funny place. You know, we live in a country where we don't... You know, Kenya, the constitution of Kenya is very strong compared to many constitutions in Africa. It's very strong. If we just live according to the constitution, it's simple. Lastly, the government of Kenya has one problem. They listen late. I've discovered it. They listen late. I'm married. If you want to deal with a problem, deal with it there. Because when a woman begins, you know, she won't talk. She'll cook it. One day, you'll be having a conversation about this glass. That's where she'll bring the phone. You know, even the other day, you didn't, 5 years ago, February 13th, I think, guy, men can't remember. I think, what is February? Guy, what is February 13th? Yesterday, I can't remember. That's the way they are. Kenyans are that way. So they are listening late. They listen when there is mandamano. They listen when there is pressure building, and they could have just listened early. We know there are people sabotaging, but cut the sabotagers by listening and respond early and save lives. If the government responded early, Rex would have been alive. But I remember that day he came out for, was it 2-3 minutes? You know, that day Duale was the head of defense. You could see him defending. You could see the way he came out, the president, and he spoke for a few minutes. I said, no, it's compassion. The greatest, there is love. How many of them? There are 3, but the greatest of all is love. Never rule by power. The best way to rule is love. There's no need for 100 cars to follow the president. Who are you afraid of? Before you became the president, you were eating. And I'm not ignorant of the fact that there are more responsibility, but who are you really afraid of? 3 cars imekutosha tu. Save money. Now, the other day we saw that the State House, is it true they were given 12 billion? And then the food program was given 3.
I heard that, by the way.
Sasa, if it's true, how do you expect Kenyans to trust you? Am I saying that the big building, but how many people access the big building as opposed to schools? There are so many government lands here that are not being used. Why should Kenyans lack a 40/80? What is that land for? Give it to the people. Oh, Bishop, you are the one that doesn't understand. I came up from the dungeons. I left my father's house at 15 years. And I'm saying it public because it's true. I was in my father's house when I was 15. I remember it was a Sunday night. I had come from shooting a song. Who never lets me down, who never lets me go, who protects me when the enemy comes to destroy me. We had done a video with my bro. We came home, my dad was mad, he threw us too. Because for them it's education. I thank God it's true, but it's more than education. Let your child be educated plus gift. Gifts are taking people further than education. 15 years. It was Sunday afternoon at 6, I left. And I've never returned till today. He died. I wish he would have lived to see what a little boy has become. Problem of Kenya is simple. Compassion. Compassion of Kenyans towards the leader. And compassion of the leaders towards Kenyans.